Before I explain these things I got from Amazon, here are some clips from practice today. I just mailed my first package ever, and what a confusing process it is. So I had absolutely no idea what I was doing, so that's pretty much what I went into the store telling the lady at the front desk. So I took the lens that I sold up to the desk, and I was like, I've never mailed a package before, what do I do? And granted, she was probably the most helpful person that I could have talked to. She walked me through the process step by step, but when I asked her, what do I do? She gave me the look that resembled the exact look of ya dumb kid. She's probably like 60, 65 years old, and she definitely gave me that look of like, you kids and your technology these days. But granted, she was very helpful. So that lens is gone, it's out of my life. Goodbye Rokinon 8mm teeth 3.8 lens, whatever. It was fun while I had it, but I don't have use for it anymore. So, but like, man, the process of selling something online is much more difficult than I ever want to go through ever again. So I never did explain the box I opened at the beginning of this video. I don't know why I'm spinning in circles, but this is a white balance card and a gray balance, or not gray balance, but a grayscale card. It basically, for my DSLR camera, it's going to help me use custom white balance so the shots have more accurate color representation in them. So that's the first thing. And then here's the second thing. It's a Joby GorillaPod for the SLR cameras, so that camera, with a ball head mount, which I'm super excited for because I'm currently using a GorillaPod on this camera. I don't know if you, there it is, on this camera, and I use them a lot. But I needed something that could hold my SLR for when I go to Brazil, so I got the big one. Honestly, both items that were in the box are not that exciting, as you can tell, but for someone who's a gearhead like myself when it comes to filmmaking stuff and photography stuff, I was very excited to see those show up at my doorstep this morning. So today, I mailed a package. I watched a movie, I did a lot of dives, I drove in a car for a large amount of time to the post office and back. I got a package in the mail. I'm super stoked for this. You guys don't understand, like, I use this small GorillaPod for my point and shoot all the time, and I'm going to start using it for my SLR, and I'm glad it showed up before I went to Brazil. And that was pretty much my day. I'm kind of working out information right now to see if I can rent like a Canon T6S or a T70, not a T70D, a Canon T6S or a Canon 70D before I leave for China and Dubai, because on those trips especially, like, I wish I could have something like that for Brazil that has autofocus, because this camera doesn't have autofocus. I've had this camera for over 3 years now, and it's served me well, but I still want APS-C sensor. Sorry, this is like a gear vlog, guys, but I still want that APS-C sensor, but I want an SLR camera or DSLR camera that has autofocus in video. So like, you may be thinking, why do you need autofocus in video if you have a point and shoot right here that does autofocus in video? And in all honesty, I just want to up the quality of what I'm doing, and I love using DSLRs with a wide angle. This is a 26mm lens on this point and shoot, and that's it. My go-to lens for my DSLR, my Canon T3i right now, is a 10 to 18mm with these big landscapes I'm going to be seeing when I'm out in Rio. I leave a week from, I leave a week from today, from today for Rio. But with like the landscapes I'm going to see there and in Beijing and in Dubai, I need that wide angle to capture what I'm seeing. This point and shoot does awesome for me talking to it, but I'm starting to take photography and filmmaking a lot more seriously on a daily basis, and getting the opportunity to go to these cool places really makes me want to have the best equipment I can have while I'm there to get the best image I can, because I don't know when I'm going to get to go back to these places. So in a sense, that is why I got the GorillaPod, because this would have come in handy when I went to Brazil back in September. I had to do a lot of my DSLR shots handheld, and they were shaky, but there were a lot of ledges in the place we're at that I could have set this down and gotten a lot better shots. And I just love the wide angle. I love using cameras. I love using this big chunky camera as opposed to the point and shoots, because I just feel more inspired when I have this camera in my hands as opposed to having this point and shoot in my hands. But you know, all those different things are going to come with time, and that's what I'm learning, that's what I'm figuring out on a day-to-day basis. But for these trips, I'm seriously considering like renting a T6S or a 70D just for the trips, just so I can have a really, really nice camera while I'm there, because those cameras are expensive to buy. I mean, they're dropping in price a lot, so maybe within the next 6 months I might be able to upgrade from this T3i to one of those. But as for right now, I just really want to rent the camera, test it out in these cool places, and see if the investment's worth it. So if you don't care about cameras at all, if you don't care about any film stuff at all, or photography stuff, I'm sorry to just bore you with that. But to me, that is something that's really exciting. I want to be a cinematographer when I grow up, and I'm growing up. And you don't just magically grow up one day and become what you want to become. It's a process. You've got to practice it, you've got to learn it, and you've got to grow in it as time passes. As you grow up, you need to be practicing what you want to have as your official end goal when you officially grow up. So that's why I like camera equipment. Anyway guys, thanks so much for watching. If you're new, be sure to hit subscribe because I'm here every single day. I will see you guys tomorrow for the next vlog. I don't know what it's going to be about yet. The day's looking to be pretty boring, but I think I'm going to mess around with the SLR, film some stuff with that, with the Gorilla Pod. I had plans to do stuff with that today, but it was raining outside and I didn't want to get my camera wet because it's not a weather sealed camera. I could talk forever about cameras. See you guys tomorrow.